Hello and welcome to How to Write Your Best When Rolling Stone Fails. I'm Ed Brown of Courage Image and Charisma Institute. Have you ever wondered how writers, news people, and investigative reporters get a story wrong when they have been trained at the best journalism schools in the country? Yes, the news industry is a business, but what happens when writers take shortcuts or even lie? Well, Rolling Stone magazine didn't lie, but it did take a shortcut that came back to bite it on the butt. Essentially, a Rolling Stone writer wanted to investigate the social climate on college campuses. The reported upsurge of women being sexually assaulted on American campuses would shed light on the bad behavior that goes on that put young women in danger. The reporter thought she found a willing victim at the University of Virginia. The alleged victim, only known as Jackie, reported being raped by members of the Phi Kappa Psi fraternity. Jackie gave vivid details of the sexual assault, but didn't give any specific names of the perpetrators. As Rolling Stone retracted the story after finding that it was false, it said Rolling Stone's repudiation of the main narrative in A Rape on Campus is a story of journalistic failure that was avoidable. The failure encompassed reporting, editing, editorial supervision, and fact-checking. In a nutshell, in the quest to find a face of bad behavior on college campuses, Rolling Stone lost its journalistic credibility. But you say, as a budding college student and professional, that you are not a journalist, that bad reporting on the part of journalism has no bearing on you, or does it? Rolling Stone went looking for a juicy story and found one, only with just that, a story. In your quest to get an A grade or fulfill a corporate deadline or mission, could you make the same mistakes and thus ruin your reputation? You can learn a few things from Rolling Stone's failure the next time you write an academic paper or a professional report. Here are a few tips to keep in mind. First, the purpose of research is to ask and answer a question. In Rolling Stone's case, it wanted to uncover information as to whether there is widespread sexual abuse on U.S. colleges and campuses. By using an actual victim, Rolling Stone was attempting to put a face on the problem. However, putting a face on a problem does not make it a problem. The magazine lost its credibility because it lost its objectivity in trying to humanize a potential problem. When you write a research paper, you are scrutinizing the research that is available in your literary review. By examining the research that has already been done, you begin looking for gaps in the research and begin filling those gaps with your new information. You follow the research and let the data lead you. Rolling Stone was attempting to create the data along the way. Its loss of objectivity garnered 2.7 million online views, but cost its credibility. At all times, maintain your objectivity as you write your research paper. Never try to make the facts fit your subjective bias. Second, have multiple sources. Any credible research paper should have at least 8 independent sources that have been vetted by the author's peers, usually in an industry journal. The more people that have reviewed and scrutinized the sources, the better the sources. Just think how credible anything you said or did would be if you reported that your sources were all family and friends. Of course, no one would believe your research. You want to take out as much emotions, politics, and subjectivity in your writing until you can back everything up with facts. When writing, you want to become Star Trek's Mr. Spock. No feelings, only logic. Finally, draw conclusions based on verifiable facts. Rolling Stone admitted that its fact-checking was not very diligent. It gave the primary source, Jackie, too much credibility and the benefit of the doubt. Dramatic or poetic license is fine when you are writing fiction. It is understood that readers are supposed to suspend reality in the realm of imagery. But when you want to write a serious piece that explores human phenomenon, there is no suspension of reality. Even in your conclusion, you must use a pros and cons approach outlining the strengths and weaknesses of your research. You are not allowing the human hands to paint you in a corner. You are merely adding to the research that is available, and someone else will take off where you leave. In a fast-paced, borderless, internet-driven society, it's easy to believe that hardcore scholarly work is no longer necessary. You might even believe that a plagiarized paper will never be found among the millions, if not billions, of research papers flowing through the internet. Think again. Although we are a society that loves our entertainment, we know when the fun ends and serious work begins. What do you do when you are facing a medical procedure that you know nothing about? You go to YouTube or WebMD to watch a credible doctor explain and demonstrate what you will experience. The same applies to you when people are counting on you to give credible information. It's your responsibility to do the proper work. For more information on how to write your best papers for college and professional success, click the link below and always give your very best.